You're watching Ticket TV. Like, share, and subscribe on your way in. All right, you guys. Salute for tapping in. Y'all know what's up, man. Appreciate everybody that's in the building. And we're going to get right into this video and talk about this. As Suge Knight, he has taken over a lot of what this trial has been. And justice for Tupac Shakur, man, day 3. Justice for Tupac Shakur, man, is what we all want, is what we all desire, is what we're all looking for. Again, Tupac Shakur has taken over this entire trial. And today on day 3, we're going to talk about what happened yesterday. I got a couple things to share with y'all about yesterday and what happened yesterday, man. And it is amazing some of the stuff that you guys are going to hear about what happened and what is leading into today, and as well as, again, what Suge Knight has in all of this and what stake he has put himself in with this, and things that he has said that have set the internet on fire. But actually, let's start with Suge first, because he's, such a big figure in this whole thing. We'll start with him first and the things that he have come out and put out here to the general public, because his statements have gotten everybody, and I mean everybody, going crazy with this situation. His statements have absolutely set the internet on fire, but also the actual, you know what? F it. I'm going to go to I'm going to catch y'all up on everything that's going on first. So let's catch everybody up on that first. All right. So give me a second. Hold on, you guys. Give me a second. Let me see this. I want to catch y'all. Smash the like button as y'all come on in. Salute to everybody who's been supporting the stream too, man. If y'all want to donate to the stream, y'all can donate to the stream. Like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all y'all. Justice for Tupac Shakur and the family of Tupac Shakur, man. Y'all let me know in the chat if y'all can hear me. Y'all let me know what's up, man. Turn me up in the headphones. Y'all know what's up, man. Turn me up in the headphones, y'all. Please turn me up in the headphones. Please. Y'all know what's up, man. We got to get this thing done, man. There's a lot going on, man. A lot going on, man. So hopefully you guys will do that. Y'all know I thank all of you guys for everything that y'all have done. All the things that you guys have put in the chat, man. And everybody that has gathered along, man, that really wants to see, you know what I'm saying? Because now Suge Knight is throwing a wrench in everything. He said he wasn't going to testify, but he went on TMZ and said it was more than one person responsible for the death of Tupac Shakur. He said it's multiple people. Wow. And they were pushing, and everybody pretty much knows what he's insinuating that. He just didn't say the names, and he said he never will say the names. So I guess he's saying by not saying the names, he's, staying in a certain realm of not snitching, however you want to look at that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, this thing is wicked, man. This whole situation, you guys, is being unearthed in front of the entire world, you guys. And it will be. This situation will be brought out in front of the whole world in this trial. So we're going to talk about procedural things. We're going to talk about what Suge said, and then we're going to get into procedural things Suge said, and then we're going to talk about we're going to go over witnesses' statements with my brother, the Art of Dialogue, people who have witnessed these things over the years, because I want to make sure and see how they line up. I want to see how they line up with all the things that we have heard over the years. That's very important when you get into this trial, because now it's going to tell us, were these things true? How much truth was in these things? Were these things false? You know what I'm saying? What was being said in these things that people were saying, you know? Uh, did the things that people were saying line up to what is going to be exposed in this trial, you know? And we'll see if the cops, they were on point with the things they were saying uh, all these years in all those interviews. We're going to find out, okay, well, the cops on point about this. You know, that's going to be something that's big. Were the cops in their investigation on point with from those years, from what has been spoken in these interviews over the years? Because a lot of shit, man, that man, have conspired. Let me say this: a lot of shit have transpired, I should say, over the years uh, that we haven't seen on as far as the investigation, but we've heard rumors. So sometimes you hear rumors, you have to decipher, okay, which is true and which is false. You know, what is true and what is false. I think that's something that's major. So when we look at this situation right here, yeah, man, this is all coming down to um, where we at right now, man. This is all coming down to here, man. I mean, bro, man. I just like I told you, I've been out here listening to Tupac, man, for the last however many days, man, since this trial started. And I casually listened to him. He hadn't went all the way out of my stereo system, but he's been in there real heavy these last couple of days again. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those guys you always keep in your deck. They'll never disappear, but now that this trial is kicked up dust again, he's definitely, at the forefront of the rotation, man. So I want to start off by doing this first, you guys. I want to start off by talking about um and shout out to Jen Just Law on X, man, with all the wonderful, wonderful updates that Jen has been putting out um, online. I think that those updates have, man, been unbelievable on X, man. Um, and sometimes you just got to recognize a person for doing great work. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so we're gonna get right into this right now. All right, so uh, as we go into what had happened, I'm gonna give y'all all the updates from yesterday into today, right? With this Tupac Shakur situation. Um, Basically, as I told y'all, Tupac Shakur murder trial is expected to last almost a month and a half. Um, Jury selection is going on right now, and they got 50 more jurors, I believe, that's coming in today. I'll tell y'all some stuff that happened with some of the jurors. Um, and basically, opening statements Friday or Monday, right? And yesterday was really, jury selection, prospective jurors being dismissed over impartiality, financial hardships, and other issues. And also, uh, we'll see if jury selection is finished by Friday or not. If it's finished by Friday, we get right to opening statements. If not, we're going right to Monday. You know what I'm saying? Now, during voir dire, Keefe D was seen passing notes to his attorney during the questioning, you guys. And Keefe D's son is present, and he was present yesterday at the jury selection. Right now, Keefe D had infamously been on talking about his son in this whole situation and saying that his son was threatening things like that, you guys. He had went and did that interview on Fox 5 Vegas. What up, everybody? I see y'all in the chat. Y'all smash the like button if y'all come in. He was saying his son was threatening stuff like that. His son's life was in danger. So Keefe D had been saying these things to the public. Also, prospective jurors are being asked whether they can handle seeing Tupac's autopsy photos, and are still fairly, well, man, one juror said that they could view the photos and remain fair. but was later excused after further questioning. So that happened as well, right? Also, a prospective juror in the Tupac murder trial admitted that he wasn't sure he could be impartial, and they dismissed and got his ass up out of there, right? Brother, stay the fuck off my channel, dog. Marcellus Wiley got 20 other allegations against him. Do we? Don't he got like 4 or 5 women? Let me just say that there are more women that's coming after him. Tell him to go get all those other women to drop their cases against them, and then I'll say something. If not, sit down and shut the fuck up, bro. He running around here celebrating, acting like he won the NFL Super Bowl, bro. Fuck out of here, man. That nigga got a 13-year-old that came out here talking shit about alleging what he did. Tell him to disprove that in court, then come holler at me, nigga. Y'all niggas is crazy. Like I said before. So let's keep going. You keep coming to my channel with other shit, bro. Get your bitch ass out of here, bro. Brush your teeth on the way out. So as I said to you guys, my bad, y'all. I was interrupted by Stain. A prospective juror in the Tupac murder trial admitted that he wasn't sure he could be impartial, and he was dismissed, right? So you have that going on. Hold on, you guys. My bad, y'all. Sometimes you gotta do it like that, man. I ain't want to do him like that. But he come in here messing with my channel, telling me, hey man, you need to do this, nigga. You need to get off your knees. The hell wrong with you coming in here? You don't demand now, you don't hold and pull no rank around here. You and Marcellus Wiley can get the fuck on. That man got multiple other allegations against him. Remember, he said they were all dismissed. That was a lie. You gonna talk about that lie? I thought not. Get your ass out of here, dog. Hey, man. Hey, you gonna talk about now? We talking about Tupac Shakur. We talking about the murder of Tupac Shakur, right? Y'all see how these people coming here trying to filibuster. Get your ass out of here, bro. You don't hold no rank around here at all. And you gonna come in here running his mouth. The nigga sound like Keefe D. Get your ass out of here. So yeah, you guys. My bad. So as I was saying to y'all, and I'll say it again, you guys, this is one of them situations, man. And I've said this, and I'll say it again and again and again. You know, so as we went back to the trial, my bad, you guys. As we get back to the trial, you guys. All right, let's do it. I was telling y'all about the update. So the juror update, as I was saying, the guy, he was asked, and he said, he wasn't sure he could be impartial, and he was dismissed. Right? So a juror admitting to a possible bias got him thrown out. Right? So another prospective juror was dismissed because serving on an expected 4 to 5 week Tupac panel would cause financial hardship. Bro, these people ain't got no mind. Bro, serving on the Tupac panel will get you rich for life. Let me repeat this again. So one guy says, hey, nah, man, I can't miss work 4 to 5 weeks. Bro, don't your job, let me ask y'all a question. If you have jury duty, don't your job have to pay you if you have jury duty? Let me ask y'all this again. Don't your job literally have to pay you for that time missed if you have jury duty? If you're ordered to do jury duty, somebody look that up. I'm going to look it up. Hold on. I'm going to look that shit up. Hold on. That nigga talking about financial hardships. Hold on, bro. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, no. So they don't have to pay you for jury duty. But your state law or company policy might. Meaning it depends on the states. Right? Let me see. Let me see if this is Las Vegas. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, so Las Vegas, they don't have to pay you. Las Vegas does not have to pay you. Your job does not have to pay you, right? Now they can't fire you, threaten you, or push you out for going to jury duty, right? They can't make you work within 8 hours before your jury duty service starts, right? So yeah, man, you don't get paid, you know. In court, you don't get paid for the first 2 days of jury duty. Now, if you do jury duty at court, you'll get paid $65 a day in Vegas, but your job don't have to pay you. That's in Vegas. The laws in Vegas are different, right? And then the gas, they'll pay you 36 cents per mile for travel if you live 30 miles or more. That's crazy, away from the courthouse. Man, with gas prices the way it is, but still, it's a risk that I would be willing to take. And I'm going to tell y'all why. I would be willing to take that risk because, bro, I'm doing jury duty, bro. I'm finna get guap. The fuck wrong with you? Because as soon as this trial is over with, all them people get multi-millions of dollars for books, everything. I mean, books, interviews, all that shit. You know how much money jurors make off a trial like this? This is a once-in-a-lifetime trial. I'm telling y'all this. So I took the $65 for a day. And as soon as the trial's over with, man, I'm doing books. I'm doing everything, bro. I'm doing interviews, getting paid, all kind of shit, bro. These people ain't got no brains. Somebody, hey, man, I can't. But this is what happens when you don't know what you're doing. This is what happens when you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, all that shit. Like, especially because they're going to want to know what was in the mind of the jurors. That's something that's going to be like legendary. Straight up. Don't make no sense to me. Shit, I go get that easy check today. You ain't got to ask me twice, nigga. Today. Right? So the potential jurors will also tested, you guys, on everything from media exposure to whether they can handle Tupac's autopsy photos. Several have already been excused. The state doesn't need just 12 jurors. It needs 12 who can actually sit through the case, right? Also, yesterday in jury selection, right? Hold on, let me see. "15 prospective jurors have already advanced," right? So there was questioning on the knowledge of Tupac gangs, Diddy, Suge Knight, and pretrial publicity isn't automatically disqualifying. The question is whether it will create bias. And the biggest issue in the Tupac trial isn't whether Keefe D talked, he did a lot. It's whether prosecutors can independently corroborate the parts of his story necessary to prove murder beyond a reasonable doubt. Confession gets attention, corroboration gets convictions. So that's why I told y'all the evidence. Remember, I told y'all this before. This is being reported today. Remember, I told y'all before that the evidence that they had collected over the years had to corroborate what Keefe D said. Because Keefe D can say, "Oh, I was lying," but if they don't have the evidence, which they have to, because Keefe D said, "Yo, when I went in the room, they had all that shit on the board already." That's gonna kill Keefe D. Because if they had it on the board, what the fuck you think they ain't gonna have it in court? You better believe they got all that information. Everything Keefe D said, you better believe they got that shit already. Keefe D said they already knew what I did, dude. I saved 400 people, man. They already knew. That's exactly what Keefe D said. So if they already knew, what the fuck you think they gonna do in court, son? Now here goes Suge Knight running his mouth saying that, "Oh, I know who did it."
Influence is immense.
Like this.
Confessed that he wrote a book. He's talked about this on podcasts. He's now kind of moonwalking back here and saying, "Well, I had a ghostwriter in the book." What do you make of that?
He's full of shit. I look at it like this. It's not about picking on Keefe D, but at the same time, most of his situations, I know he did it to himself. I knew his lawyer. His lawyer was a friend of mine. And I knew about him having immunity and doing that deal a long time ago. But the crazy thing about it, for 30 years or so or more, it cost me my freedom. It cost me money. It cost me business deals. I paid a lot of the fact that from day one, even though I got a bullet an inch into my skull, they always says I'm the one who had Tupac killed, which
he ain't lying about that.
Far from the truth. Every person who participated in that, they never brung up. There's a lot of people who participated and a lot of people who they don't talk about. And I'm not here to say they should get punished because I don't believe in that. I don't believe in the revenge. I believe that my kindness comes from God. My strength comes from God. So I'm not on that page of saying they need to get punished, but it's sort of sad that every person has all dropped everything on Keefe D. When you look at it, he got immunity. So they can never charge him again.
Never.
But then he was in bed and dealing with a guy that knew if you do a book, he was on one podcast 7 times, another podcast 5 times, and he did a book.
So
that destroyed his immunity.
But it does sound like you were saying there were other people involved.
You said
beyond Keefe D.
many others.
And even though Keefe D is the guy standing trial, that there are many others involved.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say these guys' names, but everybody knows. One thing you got to realize, even in my book, that's why I pushed it back. It tells the details of certain things, but it's still no names involved. That's all you got to look around and see the people, even people who got the fake death row. They've been talking and talking and talking and talking.
Yo, Keefe D is something else.
Get close to this situation with Keefe D, everybody's quiet.
Do you feel like there should be, I guess, what I call justice in the system where he's convicted and maybe others come forward and are convicted as well? Or do you think they should all be shut down?
Well, I think there's no justice from a man come from the inner cities in the courts. I think it's all revenge. So we never get justice. So when you really look at it,
you have 60 seconds remaining.
You just had it on your show, a white woman stabs a black man to death and kills him, and they get 3 or 4 years. People had guns, and they had tests to prove they was trying to kill me. It was a hit, and someone dies, and look how much time I got.
So this is what Suge Knight is saying, man. Suge Knight is coming out here swinging, y'all. And so this has been a major issue this entire time. And now, this is why I told y'all. So it's now being reported. Shout out to Gen Just Law. That y'all smash the like button as y'all come on in the building, right? So now, I'm telling y'all this. It's about to get super funky. Well, what are you talking about, Ticket? What I'm talking about is now the state has to just prove that the things Keefe D said, they already had evidence of, which Keefe D already said in the interviews. He was like, dude, when I went in the hall, when I went in the room, they already had evidence of all these things. That's why I told y'all, all this shit people been saying over the years, it means something, bro. Y'all smash the like button as y'all come on in here and share the video. Like the video. It means something. All that shit means something, y'all. I'm telling y'all this. It's going to come down. People, what I'm telling y'all now, it's going to come down to what I'm telling y'all. It means something. Straight up, bro. It means something. Matter of fact, let's look. I want to look at this. Hold on. I want to look at this. Hold on, you guys. I want to look at this. Because this shit, like I told y'all, is wicked, bro. I be telling y'all this shit. And cats don't be want to listen. Right? Hold on. Let me see. Hold on, you guys. All right. Let's go. We're going to listen to this right now. I told y'all, all these people been saying this shit over the years, man. Bro, everybody ain't lying, bro. And that's why I said you have to listen closely to what these people are saying. Hold on, let's listen to this. Shout out to Art of Dialogue, man. Y'all go subscribe to his channel. A fucking legend.
Welcome
man.
to the Art of Dialogue. We have a special guest.
Now listen to what this guy say, y'all. Smash the like button.
By the name of Donald Richardson. the author to the book Behind the Walls with Tupac Shakur, Rikers Island. Welcome to the Art of Dialogue, Donald.
Thank you for letting me be here. How you doing, Mel?
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm gonna start it off like this. You once said, "I'm a living witness to his life and legacy." You promised to share stories of your time at Rikers Island with Tupac Shakur, basically with stories that only you could tell. So right now, I'd like to dive into that journey with you, if it's okay.
Sure, not a problem.
On the book cover, there's a striking photo of you and Tupac standing in front of a jail cell at Rikers Island. Where did you get the camera from to capture such a powerful image?
Well, the way that a camera was placed into the facility was by a correctional officer bringing it in, which was very, very not a part of their job description. So I had the highlights of taking pictures, having them take pictures with me and Tupac Shakur. This moment was a very, very exciting moment for me because I didn't think that the correctional officers would actually bring in a camera. It really shocked me that they went beyond their call of duty. However, it was the highlight of my times with Tupac Shakur in prison. So actually, you know what I mean? I had the pictures that were illegally taken in Rikers Island by the correctional officers. And I didn't understand how they would pull it off. It shocked me that they would actually do it. So when it was done, I actually had pictures of me and Tupac Shakur with the prison bars behind us. So it made me some type of like closer to Tupac. You know, so that's what I tell the story of how Tupac and I really got these pictures and photos put into this facility. I was amazed. I couldn't believe that it would actually, you know what I'm saying, happen. However, it did. And I have the exclusive photos of me and Tupac Shakur that no one has.
And so on the picture is you in that white sweatshirt. There's an actual cloth in the purview behind the bars when you and him are holding hands and actually giving up the middle finger. Was that actually his cell, or was that what was that white sheet back there? Is that so people couldn't see him sleep, or what?
No. That was actually his shower room, you know. And the pictures, like you can see in the book, the shower curtain is there to hide and shield a person taking a shower, right? And the bars are there to protect the person that's supposed to be highly classified, you know, because he was considered high classification at the time. And there was no one to interact with Tupac. That's what the whole thing was. There was no one to interact with him. This right here would protect him from other high classification people that he would have been housed in back here in this area. But as you can see, right, his shower room would be directly beside his cell. His cell would be on the right side. And if he had two other high classification inmates in there, they would have to be locked in when he takes a shower. So it kind of protects the high classification person that's placed in this unit, and it protects the person from having any interaction with any other inmate. So this is why they have this shower curtain and cell bars there to lock him in when he does take his shower. So it's for the protection, of everyone. Because as you know, well, as you know, what happened with Tupac, he actually had he's been, the judge had mandated him to be in this type of unit because of his celebrity status. And it made me having contact with him illegal. I was never supposed to have any contact with Tupac. Remember, the judge had actually says, no one can have interaction with this celebrity because he's mandated to be highly classified. Now, in retrospect, I myself was a high classification inmate, not because I was a celebrity or had the stature of being a celebrity. I was affiliated with gangs inside the jail. And what happened was I was a threat to the population at hand. So they had to separate me and put me in this unit, which is like it's like a solitary confinement, right? But it's for the protection of the inmates. You know what I'm saying? I was very, very into a lot of violence. I was into having the people put my name as somebody getting, say, a stabbed, cut, you know, which was my nature and my reputation at the time, because I was on my own. You know what I'm saying? You know, I didn't have any type of, excuse my French, but I didn't have any type of, you know, love for people with celebrity status that had money, that came into the prison system, because I felt that my reputation was alone a person of interest. So yeah, I really had the highlights of meeting with Tupac in there. But at first, I tell you, Dave, that I didn't really look up to Tupac. I wasn't his fan, right? I wasn't his friend. He was just an ordinary person to me. And that's what got Tupac to really like me for some apparent reason, because I wasn't harassing him to be his friend or know about his celebrity status. I didn't really care. I had no type of feelings that he was a person of interest more than I was.
So let me ask you this: you went into your gang history. What, if you don't mind me asking, what member or what gang were you with? Was it Blood, Crip, Vice Lord, what?
Yeah, I was a member of the Bloods, and I actually had put myself in a situation where it's that I didn't give a damn. I didn't give a about nobody but what I was, you know, banging for. So, you know, I didn't care. I didn't give a type of person. So my stature, my reputation grew. I inherited respect. I demanded respect from people. And I actually didn't feel that I was really harmful, but I was in retrospect. I was very harmful to others. I did a lot of dirt. I did a lot of time in jail. And actually, when Tupac came, I didn't feel, you know, that he was someone that I needed to respect. You know, I mean, I seen Juice. You know what I mean? I seen a couple of Poetic Justice, but didn't faze me. You know, I admired my own pictures, my own movies. I was making my own movies, so this is how I roll. I roll solo mostly, and I demanded my respect. So placed in this unit, we was both the same. type of involuntary protective custody. We were both in the same statute, but different limelights. You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know. So he actually respected that and seen that in me, that I had a little bit of authority, that I had a little bit of, stature, So I started getting a little respect out of him. So all the people that were in the unit, right, that wanted him to rap for them and wanted, hey, Tupac, man, hey, man, what's going on, man? Hey, yo, bust a rhyme for me and all this. See, I never did that. I actually held a position as a suicide aid.
But on the picture, on the once again on the cover of the book, you see Tupac. Is that a cigarette in his mouth?
Yeah, we were allowed to smoke. He was allowed to smoke. We were allowed to smoke cigarettes in certain areas of the dormitory. You couldn't smoke anywhere.
And the
But this way,
and the clothes.
this right here.
Go ahead. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, this right here is in his unit area where you're allowed to smoke. In the dormitory area that he wasn't allowed to go in, you couldn't smoke.
So the clothes that you guys have on, usually when you in jail, right? You have like
Yes.
The state issued clothes. So
Uh-huh.
you guys were allowed to wear your own clothes?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. We were allowed to use wear our own clothes. Only we would have to wear the jailhouse uniforms when we go on a visit. When we go on a visit, you have to wear it, the symbol of the jailhouse uniform. You can't wear your street clothes on a visit. That was just a policy that they had made up at that time. But yes, you were allowed to wear your own clothes. You're allowed to actually you can actually have clothes sent up in the facility and stored away if you wanted change of a different type of attire. Yeah. So yeah, it was, it was amazing. It was amazing that like the clothes that he actually had on was given to me. I actually have them as souvenirs, which is something that I cherish to this day. I'm very proud that I had the highlights of having the very clothes that Tupac wore. And it's like a memoir for me.
So when did he give the clothes to you?
Well, he was transferred. The officers, actually, he had to go to Clinton Correctional Facility. He was on transfer, and when he is on transfer, all the clothes that a person has to be discarded, given away, or thrown away. Because now you're going to a state facility. It's no more a Rikers Island or county time that you're doing. You're actually now going to a prison, a real prison. The rules are different, way different. And this is something that Tupac didn't understand.
What actually inspired you to write this book, other than your experience with Tupac Shakur? Was it a message that you were trying to send, or was it something that you just had to get off of your chest?
Well, both. For one, I wanted to express how Tupac really was behind bars. I think I'm the only one that can really reveal who Tupac, how he stood up, how he presented himself, what he felt about people in general. You never hear about a person true feelings. Someone like Tupac, who inspired the Thug Life motto. His true feelings. A person's true feelings come out when they're incarcerated. It don't matter they're who. You can present an image to the public, but once you're behind bars, it's a different image. Your true feelings come out. You cannot hide the faces that you can hide in public. So this inspired me to write about Tupac's true feelings, how he felt, what he thought about. I'm sure everyone know how he was in jail. Did he hold it down? Was he a punk? You know, did he give up his commissary? You know, was he being, chumped? But I'm the only one that can reveal the true story of Tupac in jail, and it's really inspired me to write this book so I can actually tell the public about my experience
So
in jail. Yeah.
with that being said, at that particular time, what were you incarcerated for?
Well, I got arrested. I've been in jail numerous times in the past, but I got arrested for a gun charge. And that gun charge led me to Rikers Island, and it gave me a year in Rikers Island to actually, state. It was county time. It wasn't state time. I was out and about doing my thug shit like everyone else. You know what I'm saying? And I was, repping my sets, and I had to take this year bid for this gun because they would have actually gave me more time upstate. It's a difference when you get arrested for a gun charge, which I did. You can actually get a few years for it. I didn't. I copped out to a year, which was their first cop out, and that's how I landed in Rikers Island.
Given the nature of Tupac's charges, did you or anyone else at Rikers Island hold any resentment towards him based on the sexual nature of his charge?
Well, they have a few inmates that probably they did have resentment because of his charge, his sexual charge. I specifically had I had no resentment for his charge because, like I said, I didn't give a damn about anybody's charge unless, like, sexual charge, unless I've seen paperwork. So yeah, people do have, there was some inmates who disagreed with his sexual charge, and that's goes without saying. That's the code that people go by inside a prison. Anybody with a sexual charge is not to be respected. And they're supposed to be separated, and not supposed to be one of the gang, or you're ousted as a person of disinterest. So yeah, there was some inmates who actually had resentment for Tupac because of his charge.
But how about you? How did you feel? Like I said, you being, a member of the Blood, and you being in there, you seeing him, knowing he's a celebrity. Did you have any pre-knowledge, or were you guys watching television and things of that nature? So when he came in there, you didn't really have any kind of different kind of look at him, or the way you looked at him based on his charge?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Joe. I did at first. I did have a little bit of resentment, right? But not as much as others, because I was not a person that would just judge a person. I would give a person the benefit of the doubt to see if this really was true nature, his true nature, and then the charges were attached with paperwork that he really did actually have this sexual charge, because a lot of people come in jail with sexual charges that's fabricated by the females that they indulge with. So, you know, I gave a person the benefit of the doubt, and that's the way that I had to represent myself to, you know, my position at hand. Tupac actually, you know what I'm saying, did have a couple people that had told me that, he's in here for this and this and that, you know what I mean? And I just disregarded them. I says, well, you never know who has sexual charges. The person that inmate that could be talking to could have a sexual charge. So it's here nor there. But yeah, I did have a little resentment at first.
Tupac eventually opened up to you, recognizing the respect you commanded from both the guards and inmates. What do you think he saw in you that made him feel safe?
My demeanor, my stance as having authority, having a reputation, people respected me, people looked up to me. He seen that I didn't really pay him as much interest as other inmates. It gave him the inclination that, I was different from his fans, quote unquote. And it gave him some type of it gave him some type of ability to say, damn, I would actually, I'm saying, like to know this person, I'm saying, maybe as a friend, I'm saying, because he definitely is not my fan. He's not a groupie. He's not even talking to me. Like everybody else is coming up to Tupac's cell, quote unquote, I'm saying, on his, I wasn't, that gave him the inclination that, man, this guy, man, I think that, man, I would just like to be, friends with this guy. This is what he projected himself at. I seen it. And if that's what you got to do, you know what I'm saying? That's what I had to do. I had to show people that I didn't give a damn about it. I didn't give a, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and this inclined him to actually say, man, this guy's got respect in here. The COs respect him. Nobody fucks with him. He looks like a little mean machine, He's thugged out too, But he really was seeing more thug in me than his portrayal of thug life that he was portraying in the streets. So I was a real thug. I really had it in me. I put a lot of work in, I demanded mine. So maybe he said to himself, maybe I'm not a thug like this. I want to learn how to be. See, he was actually learning from me of how I presented myself, of what a thug actually considered to be. You know what I mean? I was really that, I was really that dude, So this inspired him to wanting to get close to me, wanting to talk to me. And it took a while.
So
it took a while.
You also had a position in the jail in Rikers Island, that you had a job, and you said in the book he also recognized that you had a job and a responsibility in dealing with the other inmates that the prison, and you were getting paid to do that job. Was that another reason that he was kind of drawn towards you based on your